Hi everyone. Today we want to talk about KPIs and what's KPIs and similar like thing. We are in the BPM free course, in the 6 parts of BPM free course. And this session we will learn what's KPI, what's suitable KPIs, and also we familiar with some sample of KPI in our processes. As you know, we are in BPM life cycle. We are in third step of BPM life cycle. First was about preparation. We talk about the concept of business process management, BPMG, and etc., and how we can persuade and convenience other people. Also, we talk about a framing and identify. We talk about some methods for identify processes and design processes, process architecture, and BPMN. Now in measurement, at the first we should know what's KPI, and after that in the next session we will familiar with the profile ID. It's a very important document during BPM life cycle that we help to complete our BPMN diagram. Consider this sentence: you can't manage what you can't measure. Every manager should know that they want to manage their unit's functional units, the company, or etc. They need to KPIs for measurement. So the KPIs can help us to create a dashboard for us, and we can watching the situation of our organization in different and various parameters like HR, like sales and marketing, like finance or others. But we should create and design very suitable KPI that can meet our requirement and everything that we want to know and help us to control the company. What's the KPI? The first we should definition the KPI. The most important organization metrics. So the first point is here. KPI is the metric that should be regularly assessment within a specific time frame. The second, regularly. The KPI has a period of time. For example, you want to measure something about your SCM. Probably you need to measure every week. Yes, your KPI is weekly. Period of your KPI is weekly. You want to measure monthly. You want to measure annually. It's different. You should know what time you need to measure your KPI. It's related to period of your KPI and related to how much or how many times your process work during the week, during the month, during the year. After that, you can decide, you can make a decision about the period of measuring for KPI. It's a quantitative measurement tool for monitoring and measuring purpose. So KPI can show us, can demonstrate us how much we gain our goal. Yeah? Actually, you want to know what's your situation in your strategic roadmap, and after that you want to measure your state. You need to measure KPI. KPI is quantitative measurement. You talk with numerical, as a numerical talk with you. For example, you want to know about the customer satisfaction. Yes, customer satisfaction is a KPI for your organization. So when you measure customer satisfaction, after that you can decide about are there anything wrong in your organization or no. You can think about it. You can make a good decision with a real real data when you know about the data in organization. So behind the data, behind the KPI is data. You gather data. This data can help you to measure the situation of organization and help you to make a good decision in your organization. So the KPI should be quantitative. And yes, the KPI is quantitative and talk with you with some number of or percentage of something in your organization. But why performance like KPI? Why we need indicator? Why we need? Because assessing the achievement level. For example, you set a goal that we want to increase our sales 20% in a year. How you can know about your achievement, your how you can control your path to achieving this goal. You should measure, for example, monthly your income, or you should measure the how many contracts you have in a month, in each month, and after that all of them lead to you make a decision, change something in your organization, and help your organization to be in the best path. Evaluation the effectiveness and efficiency. So the KPI is about a goal and also is about a path to achieving goal. What I mean when I talk about the path to achieving goal through the processes to gaining goal, you need to control your resource, how much or how many of resources are used in the through the processes, about the human resources, machinery, or about the money you spend through the processes, about the time, cost, quality, and all aspects of processes. You need to measure every element, every resources that you use to gain in the goal. And also at the same time, you need to know how much you gain the goal, how much you achieve your goal. So you need to evaluate efficiency and effectiveness, both of them at the same time in the processes, and also control the activity. Sometimes some activity is very important for us. For example, we want to know when we want to make a decision to buying something or don't buying something, how much time we spend for make this decision. The time is very important for us in this in this case. So we need to control this activity. Or can help you to internal comparison of organization's state with the past period. You can compare your current situation with past. Also, you can compare your current situation with everything you predict for your organization, I mean your goal. So if you want to compare your organization with your competitor, again you need KPI. You need to know by numerical as a quantitative measurement, what's your situation, what's your competitor situation, what's your past situation, are they in a good way or no. When you compare your current situation with the past, you can predict the trend of your organization, and trend of organization can show you your past and your previous decision, what's right or not. Also helps you to analyze and identify strengths and weakness in performance. As we said, you should evaluate efficiency and effectiveness. So you can distinguish sometimes some problem in your organization. Oh, my machinery didn't work truly because we maintain our machinery in a short time, and we need maintain machinery in a short time. MTBF is a KPI for maintenance, important KPI. So we should, for example, doing overhaul, or we should replacing our machinery is a big decision, an important decision in your organization. Also analyze and the next step is providing a basis for designing an employee performance motivation system. You want to motivate your organization by benefits, but should be same for all of them? Is it right? If you don't have any measurement about the performance of your employees, you can't allocate it. You can't allocate it, the benefit to your employees, and if it happens, it's not a good situation for your organization. For example, I'm very hard worker in your organization and my colleague is very relaxed and sometimes he rests in the time work. Should be should we have a same benefit? Definitely no. But how you can know which of them work, which of them are in a resting situation in your organization? The KPI and indicator can help you to measure the performance of your employees, and after that you can make a good decision for motivation of your hard worker employees, and giving them the better beneficial benefits. At some point, we want to design some indicator and KPI for our processes. We should measure the successful factor. Sometimes I talk with BPM team in our client company and ask them to say a KPI for example, purchasing process. They said the time of purchasing. I think about it. The time of purchasing is the successful factor. If the time was very long, what should I do? What's the next step? For example, the time is over and is very long. Now we should identify some activity that lead to delay to our purchasing process. It's work for us. The first step, we should find and identify the successful factor through the processes. Some activity through the processes are more important than others. So we should design the KPI for these activities. Sometimes one activity, sometimes 1, 2, or 3 activities together. But the time of process, the cycle time of process, is not good. It's not a good KPI for us, because after that we can make a decision, we can create an action plan to improve the processes. We should find the exact point, exact activity that we want to control and probably can lead to some problem in our organization. We name this a successful factor. 2. Appropriate indicator. What's the appropriate indicator? Sometimes our customer said, for example, we want to measure customer satisfaction, and the next step I asked them to give some data about that, about the customer, and for example some question about that. But they answered me that there aren't anything in our organization. We didn't register anything about the customer questionnaire for measuring the customer satisfaction. Wow! How do you want to measure this KPI? Customer satisfaction is a very good KPI, but how do you want to measure? Or someone considered 3 calculation of indicator. Sometimes they don't know how they want to measure this KPI. I can remember for our client, a holding declared to another company that was a consultant in this company, that they should declare the rate of return. But when I talk with our customer company, they said me that we haven't any data about that and we don't know what's the formulation of measuring this data. So the third was about the formulating of this data. 1. Successful factor. 2. Appropriate indicator. 3. Formulation, how we want to calculate indicator. And 4. Data availability. Is it data through the processes? Can you gather data through the processes? consider, I use this word processes. We should restrict ourselves through the processes, in boundary of processes, and we design KPI in the first step for each processes. One process is purchasing, invoice, order, cash, and etc. After that, we create a dashboard. Create a dashboard is a different issue, it's a different topic. Now we are talking about the KPI, suitable KPI for the processes. So when we want to measuring KPI through the processes, we should know, are there data available through these processes or not? Do you register any data through the processes that lead to measure your KPI or not? And 5 is about the period of time. When you should measure this KPI? Weekly, monthly, annually, when? You should know about that. And this data and this measurement is suitable for who? Who want to use this KPI? User. We should create a KPI that's suitable for someone. Actually, each KPI needs a customer, internal customer. For example, our manager, our senior manager, or our CEO. This KPI is for my manager. Okay, we should consider it's not a good way that we measure a KPI that there isn't suitable for anyone in our organization. It's a non-added value activity. Be familiar with added value analyze in the our analyze course. Actually, I guess 2 weeks later. So when we want to design a KPI, we should consider this point. We should focus on successful factors, not whole processes. Appropriate indicator, formulation and calculation of indicator, data availability, period of time, and user of this KPI. But what's the attribute of KPI? Let's talk about that. At the first should be demonstrate the effectiveness and efficiency. Consider how many time we talk about effectiveness, efficiency, measure resource to processes, measure the achievement of goal, reflect of organization of goals. So this KPI should be aligned with our strategic KPI. Or there might be organization have some strategy, and might be you use PSC and some other techniques. This KPI should be aligned with your strategic goal of organization, should be aligned with object of organization, should meet some requirement of your organization. All of this is very important for us. Also, be quantitative and measurable. We should sense about the KPI and effect of KPI, impact of KPI in our organization, our company. Be key to the organization's success and play a key role to our organization's success. We should align all of things with our organizational goal. Actually, the KPI should be smart. Do you know what is smart? Yes, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound or time-boxed. Let's some example about that. After that, we finish this part. For example, at the first step, you should consider most of KPI we design is in 3 dimensions: time, quality, cost. And in some other reference, add another flexibility. The first, I want to say you that you should consider that you should build balance between these. Do you know about the devils? For example, you want to reduce the time of processes. When you reduce the time of processes, is lead to reduce the cost. Reduce the cost. So this impact is positive, but it might be to reduce the quality. This impact is negative. We should balance between various of our KPI in various dimensions. This three dimension is important than others. Also, you can search about that initiatives for processes is the document about that and can help you to find some solution for improving your processes. First, time. For example, time spent per task. Some tasks, especially sometimes that investigate something or make decision, the time of this task is very important for us. So measuring the time of this task, input the task, output the task this time is very important. A start time, complete time is important for us. So we design a measure for measuring time of this task. Don't forget successful factor. Customer complaint resolution time. Another KPI. Or response time. Response time is very important, especially for a services company or software company. Is very important for them. Time taken to make a specific decision. We talk about in the first. Some other example in the cost dimension. Cost of goods sold. We name this COGS. Or operating expense ratio. This ratio is important for us. Gross profit margin, cost per acquisition, labor cost per unit. Most of managers think you should decrease the cost of organization by fire out some labor. If you measure the labor cost per unit, you can make a good decision, not just by your sense. Because in most of company, the cost of employees is very low, and we spend money in other our activity, for example, in our material, in our supplier, unsuitable supplier, etc. We should find it. And last is about the quality. Quality, customer satisfaction score, product return rate. For example, about the product return rate, I can remember we decrease in food industrial we work, and the product return rate was very high. We succeed to decrease 90% product return rate. It's very delicious for them. Supplier quality rating. Sometimes our purchasing processes or P2P processes is over time and needed more time, is very boring and lead to delay in our production line or our maintenance line, etc. But it's rooted to supply management. Now, this indicator can help you as actually a scoring supplier, and when you want to buy something, this scoring can help you which supplier is better, not just by your mind, by the KPIs, supplier quality rating. Different rate is very important at the same time. I hope you enjoyed this session. The next session we will talk about the profile ID. Profile ID include of support, include of purpose and mission of the processes, KPIs, risk management, resource management, and etc. We should talk about this issue in the next session. Bye bye. Have a good time.